Good morning, everyone. Here we are. It's July 14th. We're here at my house showing you an update of different techniques than the cage and stake method that we saw at my grandparents' house. And here's the two kinds of techniques. We have the single stem method, which is you wrap a string around the main stem of the plant, and as it grows you keep wrapping it around the stick, and then you tie it to a main line. And then we also have Florida string line, which is 2 strings, and as it grows you keep on adding 2 strings on, and run them the length of all your plants to keep them in line. So everything's looking great. And the zucchinis, I see everyone else out there, they're eating the cucumbers and zucchinis right now. Pretty soon they'll be eating tomatoes. And this year we're doing something different. We have a lot more paste tomatoes than we ever did before, and they're doing great. So hopefully they hang in there. But the zucchinis are doing excellent. We picked some yesterday, some baby ones. You want to get them really when they're young, because the more you pick, the more you get. And if you let them get really big, you can go to seed, and they tell the plant to, stop making new shoots. And holy smokes, I picked one yesterday and that needs to be fixed. That thing was small yesterday. Everything grows so fast this time of year. Isn't this neat? So as these plants grow, right, everyone's probably thinking, Pete, it's only like 4 or 5 feet tall. Your plants are going to be way higher than that. You're right. And we're not going to be chasing them up that way. As they grow, we'll do the hanging lean, where you slide these down. So this one plant might be here, but the end of it might be all the way over here, and then this one might be all the way over there. So these plants could probably get like 16 feet long. I had one in the house over winter. I don't think it was was it last year? Might have been the year before. But I had a plant in the house the whole winter on a string, and as it grew you keep on letting it down and then winding up the stem kind of like rope. And so I don't think we're gonna have to do all that. I think everything's gonna stay just nicely within the rows, and if they do, we'll be prepared. No big deal. But if you had a cage and stake method, they'd be blowing out the top of it, coming out, dripping all down on the ground, going crazy, because that's what tomato plants want to do. They want to grow up, and then when they meet resistance they go back down again, and then they lay a branch down in the ground to support, and they come back up again. And then, if you let them go, like some big tomato farmers, they just go like that down in a row, laying on the ground all crazy. But if you can prevent it, pick the suckers, get it nice and clean so you don't have disease, you got airflow, everything's gonna do fantastic. I got criticized yesterday. My grandfather was here. He looked at my shallots, his shallots too, because he did give them to me. And he's like, man, you got a weed. You're gonna get choked out. Yep, we have weeded this many times. This was all grass. And when you have grass area that you turn into a garden, this is what you got. Weeds. Look at all the weeds. That's all you'll be fighting is weeds. But eventually it'll be no more weeds, and it'll be looking great. Like, this area looks great. Tina has been in here weeding as well. Like, she did all this. She's seriously super hard worker, and she can't stand the weeds either. But she's been out here, I've been out here, we've all been out here weeding. I feel like that's all we do. But everything, look at it, it's doing great. This was lawn. We got eggplant, these are cosmos flowers, these things are insane. The sunflowers, the same sunflowers over at my grandfather, his are huge. They're probably like 5 feet tall with huge flowers on it. And over here they just started. I mean, it's I'm only maybe in a straight line, maybe 6-7 miles in a straight line away from, their place. So, you know, it's all in where you live and the environment in that area. Everywhere has a different environment. I'm probably stunted here because I have the highway right there, right behind my house, so that kind of, that pollution I think probably leaches over here, I'm sure. But look at this. I mean, things still grow, we're not dying. I'm not worried. Look at the onions. They're bulbing. Look at the size of that one. So we got our tomatoes in there. I know I inundated everyone with how to do tomatoes. Sorry about that. You get me talking about something I like, that's what happens. We interplant, you got your basil, marigolds to keep the bugs away, tomatoes. That's the way you should do it. And if you had a big huge field and you could get these T-posts, and man, you could do great. Make enough food to feed everyone in your neighborhood. For sure. And that is overwintered kale that I let to go to seed. It looks terrible, doesn't it? Look how tall it is. It's ridiculous. And there's potatoes in here, but unfortunately I really wasn't planning on digging all that up. This was supposed to be no dig, and I told my grandfather, I was laughing about it. I planted those potatoes I think in February, and I planted them deep. It was an experiment to see if they would grow. I mean, I planted them really deep, so I'm gonna have fun digging that up. That'll be funny in itself. Everything's looking great. Show you this other side. There's a trusty John Deere. Thing's like 30 years old. It's a beast. We had a whole bunch of other plants over here. We had cantaloupe on here and they just could not hang and they died. So there's a couple tomato plants. There's a flower there. Another tomato. These are all the sunflowers as well. There's our first sunflower and it's a very small one. Everything else did great over here. Again, this was grass. This is all grass this year. Pepper plants. Some peppers on them. These cosmos are ridiculous. Things at least 3.5 feet tall. Kale. Oh yeah, we had broccoli rob in here. Kohlrabi. And it bolted, and so we planted cilantro in there. There's some cilantro there. Looks like it went to seed. And here's the area that has carrots, onions, and parsley in rows, and they are doing great. Again, this was all grass. Everything here was all grass. And so you gotta fight the grass. Oh yeah, and then all in the back, all the way around, I put leeks. So. And then there's a couple of butternut here. There's one there, there's one there. They got flowers on them and they're looking good. A couple more butternut over here. It's a cherry tomato. Honestly, that would probably kind of catch up and we'd be eating some of those. And cabbage. Don't know how those will do, but we'll try. Got some beans here, and I planted beans on the other side as well. And we got the starting makeup of some sort of shade here. I'm gonna try to trellis this and cover all that. But that's it, guys. Hope everyone stays safe. Hang in there, and I'll catch you guys later.